Welcome to the Dreamlands. We are back in the deserts of Kharak for a 2 versus 2. Just one of the many replays that I had sitting in my folder, so I picked one at random. And it looks like we are going to have a pretty damn good game on our hands. We're going to have a Soban and Coalition versus Knef and Galcian on the classic map, the Boneyard. And all of these players in today's lineup are pretty damn solid, so I have high expectations for this game. Alright, so as we jump in, let's just take a look at the players here. So, getting our bearings, we are on the, well, this is I guess going east-west, but that's cool. We will stick with north and south. I'm going to call this the south side, and we are Team 2. So, spawning on the south side of the Boneyard, Team 2, it is going to be first up, Matthias, playing as the Galcian. This is a player that has appeared on my channel numerous times in the past and has been around for quite some time. They are a very, very solid player. So I haven't cast any of his games recently, so it should be cool to see what he brings to the table as the Galcian. His opponent, or his ally, pardon me, playing surprisingly as the Knef. It is Empty Soul, player that you are all familiar with by this point. I don't think I've ever seen Empty play as the Knef, so this should be pretty interesting. Their opponents spawning on the north side of the Boneyard. Let me just check who this is. It is going to be... Righto. First up, we have got NDM 250. I'm not entirely sure if this player has appeared on the channel yet. I've played with him quite a number of times. A pretty damn solid Coalition player. So playing as the Coalition, and his ally playing as the Soban, it is going to be once again Data. This is a player who's been around forever and has appeared on the channel a number of times. A pretty damn solid Coalition slash Soban player in his usual black and white color scheme. So NDM and Data taking on Empty Soul and Matthias. Should be a pretty darn good matchup. Looks like we've already got a little bit of skirmishing going on in the center of the map. A targeting jammer comes out for Data, which probably was a bit of a waste. I mean, how much does that thing cost again? 150 CU, and it isn't really doing much. Empty Soul bringing his base runner forward, as well as streaming a couple of sand skimmers onto the map. Now, 4 skimmers on the field, going to take down that targeting jammer and start focusing the base runner, and a little bit of a micro wars going on in the center with the 2 base runners vying for the first artifact of the game. Empty Soul is going to come out on top. His skimmers going to follow Data's base runner and probably take it out while his own base runner goes for the delivery and starts pumping out a couple of blast drones. We do have a turret out on the field. That's actually going to save Data's base runner. That was a pretty clutch turret there from NDM 250. He's going to grab a artifact on the back of that, so it looks like it's going to be a 1-1. Oh dear, what have we got here? We've got a double production cruiser build coming out from Matthias. Very, very interesting, and he's opted to go for the sand skimmer variety. No upgrades on the sand skimmers just yet, but he has quite a number on the field. 10 skimmers on the field, and he is going to come in for a bunch of harassment. The Soban carrier is not going to be able to do jack squat against it, really. There is 1 power in missiles and 1 power in range, so we do have already a power upgrade from Data coming out. That's a pretty interesting build. He is looking to lose a couple of salvagers, though. Let's check out builds on the back of that. We've got support cruiser first, predictably from both NDM as well as Data. Pretty safe build for Coalition factions. What have we got for Empty? Do we have production cruiser refinery mode? We do not. Long hauling from his first rank bulkhead, as is Matthias, lagging a little bit behind in terms of economy due to the fact that he did that double production cruiser build. Is he gonna have... Oh, he's got sand skimmer armor level 2 already coming up, as well as no railgun fabrication yet, which is surprising. Oh, but he is going to pick up a support cruiser, so beautiful play by Matthias with that 1 armor level 2 on the way. Oh man, Data is getting punished brutally here, but he does have a couple AAs out on the field. They are going to shut this down completely, but the damage has been done. This is a very, very nice push from Matthias. He's cleaned up a number of salvagers. Looks like he got 3 salvagers and the support cruiser, maybe another 2. So 5. Let's see units lost here, actually. Units lost for Data 6. Yeah, so he lost 5 salvagers and a support cruiser. I would consider that a very successful play. Oh my god, look at all of these skimmers. Holy Christ. Usually with this build you don't stay on this many skimmers, but it's proven to be pretty damn successful. The AAVs have been drawn out to the back side, and he's going to come in for another couple of salvager kills. Good grief, look at all these skimmers. I'd like to see some... There we go. I was going to say I'd like to see some AAVs from NDM, and he does indeed have 3 en route to force these skimmers off, as well as another turret. Is that another turret? No, that's just that same one, maybe. And holy Christ, look at all of these AAVs coming out from NDM. We have got 7 AAVs coming out to Empty's side of the map, and Empty is in a ton of trouble. All he's got is blast drones. Empty must have been up to something weird. He's got a ton of blast drones back here and hasn't been doing any damage with them. So he's going to come in. Let's see what 4 blast drones can do to these AAVs. Oh my god, apparently they can do a lot. Oof, that was pretty nice. It cost him 4 blast drones though, so I don't know if that was worth it. He did take out like 3 AAVs, but now there's 4. A 5th one streaming out onto the field. That is going to clear up all of these skimmers. We got upgrades. Yeah, we do. We've actually got full upgrades for these skimmers from Empty, so both players committing to mass skimmers. And something else crazy going on. What is this? Empty Soul getting production cruiser refiner mode, bringing his carrier out here to clean this turret up. That's a pretty crazy build. He doesn't have any, this is not a power rush build, so he hasn't got jack squat for power. He's got like a even spread into weapons, missiles, and the mobility support. Second turret goes down, kind of a desperation move. I don't think that was a good idea. It's going to get cleaned up instantly by this gigantic ball of skimmers. Matthias just going to bully that base runner away and come in for even more harassment onto these salvagers. Poor Data, he's been getting absolutely owned by this massive and unconventional sand skimmer play. Going to lose again all of his salvagers probably. Yeah, absolutely he is. Data is, for all intents and purposes, out of this game. NDM is holding it down, though, still on a full 2-base economy with enough AAVs on the field to really shut this down. Finally closing the gap, as you guys can see here. He's going to just surround all of the skimmers, getting a couple of railguns even onto the field. What the hell is Empty doing? Empty is doing some crazy shit here, but he's got 4 AAVs right in the middle of all of his resourcing. So he has lost 1 resourcing site, all of his skimmers, all of his blast drones. Did he lose his base runner? I think he did. So Empty has taken a beating himself, down to just 1 resource location. Matthias now even getting flanked with a couple of Data's AAVs, those 2 AAVs from the start. I think that's who this is. Yeah, it is. And he is actually going to start bleeding out. Oh, he does get a railgun onto the field, and if he's not careful, this is going to get instantly killed. But it looks like Data's not focusing on what he should be. There he goes. Alright, so he's focused down the railgun, and this is going to get cleaned up eventually, but it forced him off, mining on his first wreck bulkhead for a couple of minutes here. And also, more importantly, keep the pressure off of Data's side of the map. There's enough AAVs on the field now that finally Team 1, pardon me, can do a bit of a push here. And Empty Soul's carriers, in fact, getting focused down by a bunch of railguns from NDM here. And Empty's not careful. I feel like he was just kind of dicking around, doing something really bizarre, and it didn't really pan out. Because of this giant AAV rush, but his carrier is getting focused down by a number of railguns. There's AAVs in here protecting the railguns from all of these marauding skimmers. Is it going to be enough, though? I don't think it is. His carrier is going to survive, and with this giant ball of sand skimmers from Matthias flanking around now, is going to clean up all of these rails. Then some pretty sweet micro on the missiles from Empty Soul. He's actually going to live. This was a very good counterattack from NDM. Eventually, this AAV is going to get cleaned up, and and Empty is going to live, and Data is going to live. He is down to 1 resourcing location, NDM on 2. Empty's back down to 1, and Matthias on 2. Matthias now mixing in railguns into his composition, so he does have the right composition for what's on the field, but currently in terms of economy, and even I would say in terms of military strength, this game has pretty much evened out. Action-packed game, it's been very, very good. Now, Data doesn't want to stay on AAVs exclusively for too long. This is something he likes to do. In fact, both him and NDM are very fond of like mass AAV pushes, which in this game actually turned out to be pretty darn useful. It kept them alive and the pressure off. Again, though, with this harassment from these skimmers, going to shut down this base runner. We're still at a 1-0 in terms of artifact. This base runner is going to get cleaned up. Really nice play though from Matthias with this giant skimmer ball. Are these fully upgraded yet? No, they've just got the double armor upgrades currently and the speed upgrade by the looks of it. No damage upgrades. Oh, I think these railguns are overextending themselves just a little bit. NDM is going to use these AAVs effectively to push this attack off. This is a pretty scary army, but with the terrain here, NDM is using it very effectively. And with this giant flank of AAVs coming in from Data, it's going to force Matthias to bring all of his forces back here. Even some nice smoke. Beautiful play. These AAVs are going to get right on top of all of these salvagers. They're going to clean this up big time. I think he wants to focus the salvagers, not the production cruiser, because that's going to... the production cruiser is tanky enough to buy the time that Matthias needs to get these railguns in position. And it's going to be damn close. I gotta say, some really nice smokes here coming out from Data, but with this massive ball of skimmers just swarming these AAVs, is he going to lose the production cruiser? Beautiful play. He used Data's own smoke against him. Oh, this is going to be so close, but with so many railguns on the field and some beautiful splits on those railguns, very nice positioning. Matthias is going to clean that up, and he is not going to lose anything from that push, really. Empty Soul on the back of that, still bullying with his carrier. He was able to secure a second artifact. Was that Empty? Indeed it was. Just sticking to Sand Skimmer's blast drones and carrier missiles. Now with quite a bit of power, actually. Looks like he got both artifacts. He must have power reserves. That's not... 2 artifacts is not enough to get that much power. But I can't see that he has researched any, so maybe the replay viewer mod is bugged. Yeah, it is. I can only see... that's unfortunate. So I can only see Matthias's carrier. That's causing me some confusion there. But this is a big push. Matthias is looking to potentially close out the deal here on his side of the map. Look at all of these skimmers. Finally getting damage upgrades as well. Max upgrade skimmers, a gigantic ball of them, backed up by a ton of heavy railguns. Data is going to be very, very hard pressed to answer this. Unless he does a switch to mass air, which would be very helpful. Unfortunately, he's pretty stuck on a very, very small economy for this stage of the game, so I don't know if he can field the number of strike fighters he will need to push off these railguns. He just took way too much punishment at the end of the game. Currently, NDM is holding it down. He is keeping Team 1 in this game big time, sitting on a full 3-base economy. Is it? Nope, 2-base. Looks like he is... Is that a support cruiser? Yeah, it is. So it looks like he's about to go up to 3 bases, keeping pace with Matthias, who's now on 3 bases. Empty Soul is still on 1. I feel like Empty Soul is trying to troll or something in this game. Yeah, he's got max power, so he's going to shunt power into his missile system to get it up to level 5, which is pretty damaging. You can actually kill a carrier shockingly fast. That. So he might be looking to go for a carrier snipe on NDM. NDM has spotted the play. He's going to move out in force. Oh, and he's going to eat a ton of missiles from the Knef carrier. Let's watch this battle. He knows Empty's play now. He's got to be careful, but if he pushes up with these AAVs and screens for these railguns, he will be able to force him off, doing the smart thing, keeping his carrier back.
Defense alert. Allied carrier.
Oh, those AAVs are going to eat shit pretty hard, though. Let's see what's going on this side of the map. Nothing yet. Just this is what I feared. Data is has such a small economy. He's kind of... I feel like he feels like he's forced to just keep harassing with AAVs. And this is a good play, but what he wants to do is secure a bit of economy and get some strike fighters onto the field. Holy smokes. NDM doing a pretty damn strong push, going to force Empty back off once again. And with all of these sand skimmers out of position from Matthias. Look at that, just a single AAV, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's a bunch of AAVs here. But he doesn't want to, NDM doesn't want to eat all of these missiles. Currently doing a pretty decent job of avoiding the damage. But with 5 levels of power and all of this terrain here to abuse, I don't think this is going to be a very effective push. I mean, Empty can just spam so many missiles. Look at the damage they do. But finally, NDM gets a clean line of sight here with his rails. What he wants to do is just control-click all of these AAVs and box these railgun or these skimmers, and then get the railguns back. Oh my lord, a battle cruiser! Just check that nothing is going on this side of the map. We even have interceptors on the field from Matthias, so Data is probably going to get cleaned up. Let's see if this is going to be a carrier kill with the battle cruiser coming over the dune. That would be so cool, and it looks like it is. What a beautiful play from NDM.
Defense alert. Support cruiser spotted.
Oh man.
Enemy salvager destroyed.
Empty Soul trying to get an artifact amidst all of the bedlam, and just going to tank all of the missiles with his battle cruiser and just force the engagement. Beautifully done. Nice smoke though from Empty with that base runner trying to hide line of sight to his carrier, but the battle cruiser is just going to push forward and pursue this carrier.
Hostile support cruiser neutralized.
Beautiful play. He's even hugging the Knef carrier too closely, able to be targeted by the missiles. It looks like he's going to be able to take him down. Let's check what's going on here. Oh yeah, look at this. These skimmers are not doing anything to the battlecruiser. Meanwhile, it is just absolutely wrecking Empty's carrier. Empty's carrier is going to go down. Another smoke though, look at this. This is some pretty unconventional but interesting play coming out from Empty. He is just spamming base runners who are creating smoke walls by the carrier, trying to keep it alive as long as possible, trying to use the terrain to get that distance between the battlecruiser and the carrier that he needs to launch these missiles. But he's backed himself into a corner, unfortunately. Can he live with this fucked up play? That's so crazy. Oh, now we've got interceptors coming in, diverted from Matthias' side of the map. Are they going to be able to take him down in time? Oh, the battlecruiser pops in smoke. Smoke doesn't do jack against... oh my god, unbelievable. Empty Soul's carrier lives with full power and regeneration, and all of that smoke bought him enough time for Matthias's air fleet to come in and save the day. Empty didn't die. That's actually crazy. Beautiful play from NDM, though. That was actually really, really clutch and epic. Data is doing the wrong thing by staying on AAVs this long. Like, the number of AAVs that he's built and sent across the map, he would have enough money for like 15 strike fighters by this point. So after his first push, he should have just kind of focused on trying to mine from 2 locations and build up strike fighters, I feel like, because that would have allowed him to do enough damage to Matthias to get himself back in the game. He might have even been able to take it. It's not over though. I mean, NDM is pretty damn strong and he's doing pretty good. He's got 2 battle cruisers and a mass of AAVs on the field. Even a battle cruiser, no, support cruiser back here. He's looking to lose this support cruiser to a massive swarm of skimmers from Empty Soul.
Heretic scanner spotted. A base runner is under attack.
The problem is going to be these interceptors, because there is really no anti-air on the field. And with this giant ball of skimmers wreaking havoc in the back lines, looks like Data has decided that it is time to do a suicide charge. And look at this. Matthias has boxed him in with his Galcian carrier just sitting on top of this dune, and all of these heavy railguns protected by a wing of skimmers. finally get some strike fighters onto the field, but that's too little too late. There are so many interceptors there, going to shut that down big time.
Railgun is being engaged. Defense alert.
This game has been absolutely fantastic. I know I haven't cast any Deserts of Kharak in far, far too long. I've just been super busy in my personal life. But what a game to come back to, man. Data is absolutely screwed right now. There's nothing he can do. NDM is still in this game, though. Finally does have some missile batteries on the field. That's beautiful. Where did all his battle cruisers go? He's got one here. I think he lost the other one to... I thought he had 3. That would be actually crazy if he lost 2 of them. All those heavy railguns are just absolutely going to punish Data's carrier. His carrier is definitely going to be down.
Hostile armored craft destroyed. Alert.
Really nice Gaussian play coming out from Matthias here. Boom. Data goes down. So it's now at 2-1. Can NDM hold it? I don't think he can. He has decided that it is time to try and do a suicide push. His economy is completely destroyed. So he has got a battle cruiser on the field. Let's watch this final battle. What's the artifact count at? 4-0. This crazy build, man. Empty Soul always doing the weirdest shit. Carrier missiles and mass base runners with endless swarms of sand skimmers. Now it looks like NDM is going to try and do this same strategy one last time. Just going to try and kill Empty Soul's carrier. But his battle cruiser is targeting the blast drones. He doesn't want to be doing that. Oh, even wasting blast drones on a battle cruiser, which actually wasn't such a waste. Look at all the damage that did. That was actually pretty crazy. There you go. Get the AAVs onto these base runners while the battle cruiser just lets loose into the carrier.
Defense alert. Hostile carrier detected.
But NDM's problem is that he's going to die to Matthias. Look at that massive swarm of interceptors in the distance. Beautifully done. He just wants to kill Empty. Oh, too many interceptors, though. Even some bombers there, looks of it. Looks like Matthias is going to take the game with a carrier kill. There it is. Beautifully played by all players. That was a really fantastic game. I'm glad that I cast this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. Smash that thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet, and I will see you for the next video.